welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Jester. My name is Junior. Today we're going to look at Star Wars 3.75, the Vintage Collection Cobb Vanth. Now this actually retailed for $24.99, but I was able to get it for, I believe, $17.99. So it's kind of discounted, but at the same time, I don't really think of this as a deluxe figure, which is what this is packaged as. That's why it's got the $24.99. So having to pay $17.99, which is what I think of the price for regular, it's not really discounted, but I wasn't gonna pay $24.99 for this figure, even though it really is a good looking figure. As you can see, here's the helmet over here. The helmet actually is in a pick joint, so you can't like just put it on, which I guess I'm good with because this would become a little bit larger than usual. So in order to put it in, you'd have to pop off the head of Cobb Vanth, which is resisting me at this point. So that's kind of nice that you can actually remove the scarf too if you want to. Not that you'd want to, but man, that is a very tight joint, but definitely makes it look a lot more interesting because it's not too big. Can you imagine if this was actually a helmet you can put on? That would be way too big as it is. Let me put on the good Marshall's head because that's more interesting to look at. And let's take a look at this impressive head. Now, obviously, in the 6-inch version is much more accurate to the actor. And yeah, there's not a lot that you can see on the actor's face. But this is a 3.75 figure. And I'm not going to be looking at the macros on this every time. I think that for its size, it's good enough. But even at this size, even normal looking at it, you can kind of see it's the the portrait isn't really there, but it's a good effort. While we're down here, we might as well look at the damage scuffing going on the armor. It's kind of hard to, it's not focusing, but you can see this emblem over here. It's also nicely detailed. It's very crisp detail as well. And look, it's got even some scarring over here in this shoulder plate. It's kind of amazing. Oh my gosh, it's even got the crest. It's kind of amazing that for something this small, that they're doing so much paint deco or paint deco on it. It's just blowing me away, to be honest. Different coloring. It's got some sort of scuff going on here in the buttocks. No paint here. That's really just fine for me. I think this is just bare plastic, but still, that's pretty good. And so most of the paint seems to be up in the upper area. As you can see, he actually has a small gun that holsters over here. I think this is supposed to be going this way, but I ended up putting it front forward. Yeah, so you can leave it like that. Let's look at the Mandalorian helmet. Man, look at that. This is, for something this small, it does look almost overbearing, this faint scuffing, but remember in the show at this point, this thing was really weathered. Look at how crisp this right here. That's pretty cool. Really impressed by the 3.75 vintage line. While we're here, we might as well look at this rifle. Rifle doesn't have any kind of paint decos. I'm fine with it, but there's still a lot of detail going on here. And here is the backpack over here. And these basically just attach back here. So this is part of the accessories. And I believe this one also comes off to the missile. So yeah, I don't know what this hole is for though. So maybe if you have a stand, you can attach it to that one. Attaches pretty good to the back of the character, so that's pretty cool. Articulation for the good martial. Okay. So the head is kind of limited. I'm not sure what's limiting the pose of the neck. I apologize for that dinging sound, but I have to recharge the phone. Um, that's how much articulation range for the shoulder. Look at that. These wires don't hamper the articulation of the elbow, and it's actually more than 90 degrees. This twists and looks like an up and down articulation on the hand. And this is actually a separate piece. So I suppose if you really want to, take off the head again. Okay, so because of the connection here, you can't really remove this completely. You can remove this. But I suppose if you really want to customize your own Marshall after he had removed the, you still have this, but that's still a pretty good look. Getting a plain Marshall look when he had already surrendered the armor. That's pretty cool. I'm kind of afraid every time I remove this head because I don't really know how strong this joint might be. I think eventually, as it grows older, it might get weaker and snap off eventually. All right, so for the waist, it's got a waist articulation that goes everywhere you want. Not much moving forward, a little bit on the back. The hip to thigh articulation is a barbell, so not a problem. That's one of the ones I like. Thigh swivel, and of course you have the knee articulation with single joint, and again an ankle rocker with this kind of a shape. You can move it that much, move it that much, and the ankle rocker. Oops, Night Trooper making a comeback. Again, one of the newer designs, so these peg holes are too shallow for my stand, so I'm going to have to drill into him. And basically, that's it. That's it for my review of Cobb Vanth from the 3.75, the vintage collection from Star Wars. Definitely. So that's it for my review of Cobb Vanth, the Star Wars 3.75's the vintage collection. This guy is standing at closer to 4 inches, so I'm not entirely pleased with that. Here's the regular Night Trooper. Remember, this guy's helmeted. So I guess I'm okay with it. I'm just gonna pretend he's a taller guy. Um, for the price point at $17.99, it's an easier price to swallow than the original $24.99. I really don't think of this guy as a deluxe figure. I think of him as a regular figure. So having to pay the $18.99 or $17.99, whatever the price was as if I had paid full price for a regular figure, which I believe this is. Um, the character does have its attraction, so I wanted to get him, but the sour feelings that I have for this particular figure relates to the first one with the Black Series 6-inch figure, because that one was also carried a overblown price, as if the character merited a higher price point, which I don't understand. And same with this guy. It's for some reason this character is demanding a higher price point more than it should be. Um, So if you really want this character, I would say the value sits at around 11, um, while the price sits at around 10. You're gonna get what you paid for. It's a really well done figure, a really well done painted figure as well for something of this size. The 3.75 line still continues to amaze me on what it can do on its newer figures. So, and I am not regretting some of the purchases that I've been doing with this line. So that's it for my review. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys again soon, and have a nice day. Bye bye.